Hi guys, Random here, back with a bit more World of Warships. Yes, it's spooky Halloween time. Okay, I know this is an unusual place to start on a result screen, but just to prove it can be done. Win a battle in a Halloween celebration scenario. Can be obtained only once. Right, so, yep, there we go. Ghostbuster. I have done it. Victory, right? In this particular game, I was in the Igor, which we will look at momentarily. 151,914 damage, 217 hits, 1 suppressed, explain that in a bit, 2 destroyed, 40 fires, and 28 secondary hits. Team score is irrelevant because frankly it doesn't make any difference. Detailed report, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there, and 0 credit, 0 XP. But if we go back to port, you will see popping up on the bottom right, here we go, look, camouflages, we got victory, got some stuff, and then there's credits, some more camouflage, which is all nice. And yeah, 300 free XP, which is all good. Plus another 100 free XP, plus another camouflage, plus another 70,000 credits. Now, all of these, oh look, 100,000 credits, some more camouflages. All of these come from meeting auto resupply is free, and another 30,000. Yeah, all of these come from meeting certain objectives. Now, let me introduce you to World of Warships scenarios. Now, this, in my opinion, is a bloody brilliant idea. It has been suggested a number of times on the forums for something fairly similar to this. Actually, if you go back to the Second World War, the majority of British shipping at the time was merchant navy, and was going to and from jolly old England, carrying and bringing supplies. Okay, we were at war, there were things we needed to ship out and things we needed to ship in. And those naughty old Germans sent out their U-boats to harass convoy shipping in the end, but it did start off with surface vessels attacking merchant ships to try and starve us of supplies, basically. So that is similar to this scenario. Now, apart from the fact the port looks awesome, I mean, look at that castle up there surrounded by bats. I mean, that's just honestly Wargaming. When you do these things, you do them very, very, very well. It's it's a hell of a job. Really quite impressive. Nice little skull face in the cliff there, and yeah, I think last year was like a skull in the moon or something. This year, quite impressed actually. Well done you. Yeah, so scenario brings with it 3 tier 11 ships. Yes, I know, tier 11, yes. We have, starting off with the destroyer, the Blade, which for all intents and purposes is basically a Minikaze, I believe. It's graphically awesome. I mean, look at these pistons. It's just insane, absolutely insane. And these guns here, and oh wow, yeah, everything's got paddles. Yep, because why not? Yeah, so we've got the destroyer there. Manoeuvrability, insanely good, 35.5 knots, 470 turning circle, rudder shift 2.5, concealment is 6.1 kilometres. Got your AA defence, but that's really irrelevant in this. Torpedoes, yeah, they reload in 20 seconds. Ooh, yes. Pretty good. Artillery, 3x120s, and HE shell is fire, AP shell is ice. Gotta love it, haven't you? Yeah, the captain is Abraham V. Helsinger, as in Abraham Van Helsing, but there's probably a copyrighted name, so they've gone that way, which is, yeah, cool. Yeah, survivability, 7,300 hit points, but, you know, you can't tweak the captains because you don't get any XP in these boats, so you can't put in, you know, extra skills or anything, which, frankly, I think is a good thing, because it keeps everybody on a level for this. On the flip side of that, it doesn't give you any advantages. So, yeah, that's the Blade. It's an interesting looking vessel. This is the Igor, which is what I just completed the mission in. Now, apart from the fact it looks completely bonkers, underneath all this is basically a St. Louis. Yeah, basically. So it handles like the St. Louis, it's got St. Louis's guns, and, you know, we all know and love the St. Louis. But then you have these. And this, you just get this massive electrical effect going between these, and it's quite good to sit there and pilot one of these particular vessels around the map. This is Victor F. Einstein, so Victor Frankenstein, perhaps. And he's the captain. 27,300 on the hit points. Main battery, yeah, it's a St. Louis. You've got a nice selection of secondaries there, but they are like danger close weapons, you know, 2.5 kilometres. Air defence, again, doesn't really matter for this. 24 knot max speed, 450 metre turning circle, which is, you know, respectably good. 8.4 rudder shift, which is a bit pants. And 11 kilometre detectability, but really what you're worried about is your firing distance, which is 11 kilometres in this. Okay, last but by no means least, we have the Jackal. Now, first things first, check out that. A couple of fists on the front for ramming. Excellent. Yeah, the Jackal as well is just graphically gorgeous. You look at the bits and pieces. Yeah, I like this. I do like this. I think this chain might have been, like, you know, a step too far, but especially considering didn't put it through these. I'd have put it through them, but that's just me and my OCD. Yeah, so basically this is a Nassau. Underneath all the pretty, you will find a Nassau, and 33,100 hit points. You know, main battery, you've got, well, it's basically 4 sets of 2 turrets that you can point in one direction at any one time. You know, if you played the Nassau, then you know how this plays. 24.2 knots, 510 metre turning circle, and a 15.7 rudder shift. So, keeping true to form, the destroyers are the most manoeuvrable, then the cruisers, then the battleship. Okay, and captaining this one we have Henry J. Hyde. Now, although, do you know what, I'm going to take the Igor out again, and we're going to jump into one of these scenario battles, and you can see just how much fun this could be if it were an actual game mode. This, I'll be perfectly honest, is quite difficult. It really is quite difficult. Now, I'm going to line up AP for the start because I know what's coming. This is the Transylvania over here. Hopefully it will let us zoom in once we're out of the countdown. The Transylvania is a vessel which has to get to that portal. That is the destination. Just over there. Doesn't look too bad, does it? Doesn't look too bad. Right, so let's have a look at the Transylvania. There we are. This is the Transylvania. Let me turn that off for a second. Isn't she pretty? Yeah, there we go. Now, we have to keep ships within that circle, that green circle, to keep the Transylvania moving. So hopefully these donkey destroyers won't just drive straight out. I think they're going to. Well, I think that chappie there realises it. And these are catapults. These are shore-based objects which fire dirty great fireballs at you, which frankly hurt a lot. Now the key to killing the catapults is armour piercing. You get some decent armour piercing hits, and you can see there, we'll take this thing down in no time whatsoever. Okay, now we need to line up high explosive, because coming up next are some ships. Now the ships are basically Mikasas, the tier 2 Imperial Japanese Navy battleship. Except they don't fire with their main guns. They only fire with their secondaries, and they will only fire when you are within 4 kilometers. So the trick for me is to set fires. Okay, your destroyers and battleships will not set fires. Only the cruisers. Only Igor can set a fire. The jackals and the blades will not. So set your fire and then swap targets, because what these guys will do, oh, we're going to get rammed by a donkey who's probably also going to ram. Oh my god. Yeah, they're probably also going to ram this. There is no allowance for skill level in this particular thing. You are not tiered as such. Everybody's got the same boat. Everybody's got the same chance of getting into a match. And frankly, I think that is not the greatest way to set it up. But it is only a bit of fun. You know, we could have people here from tier 1. We could have people here from tier 10. And the skill differential is huge. Okay. So, yes, battleships, fire HE all the time. Destroyers, use your, AP for battleships all the time. Destroyers, use your HE on the ships and your AP on the catapults, same with the cruisers. The Transylvania does kind of drive like he's drunk, which isn't the greatest help. Now, you do have to, you know, pay attention to what people are doing. You can see, look at this electrical effect. Oh my god, it's brilliant. Yeah, you do have to pay attention to what people are doing. Especially the Transylvania, because that's the ship you're escorting, and it sets the course, you don't. So, yeah. It would be nicer if we could... oh look, there's... a thing over there. Let's shoot at the catapult. Yeah, I know we've got HE loaded, but we'll line up AP for the next one. And these guys are just derping around by the look of things. We'll try and get these catapults done first, because those fireballs do massive damage. Massive, massive damage. Right, we've got HE lined up for our next thing. So let's fire on these Zcassers, the zombie Macassers. Let's see if we can get some fires going. There are several conditions, you know, you need to meet to get the missions completed. Obviously the primary one is to escort the Transylvania and get that to where it needs to be. Then you have secondary missions, which are listed on the top left there. Suppressing all the catapults, make sure the Transylvania doesn't lose more than 50% of its health, and eliminate 16 foes. Now, you'll notice that you do get ships spawning in behind you. Just ignore them. There really is no point in worrying about them at all. Let's just hope that we can catch up before anybody gets out of that circle, because obviously we need to be in there to keep the thingy moving. And if these Zcassers get too close, they will come into the circle and they'll stop the ship, which we don't want. Die, zombie face. Oh, just got away with that. So Transylvania is herp-derping its way across the map. We need to see if we can kill off some of these catapults, because they need to die. But you see there, we're not getting huge amounts of damage. With our AP, we get much more. There we go. Right. So I'm on fire. So I'm going to repair that. What you will notice is every ship has a repair. A, you know, battleship type repair. You see we've got 9,000 damage on that there. That salvo should kill it, I'm hoping. Yep. So we'll line up the HE. And we're going to tap our repair there. What's shooting at us? Something is shooting at us. Oh, there's another catapult, look. Bad news, bears. So we'll try and dodge it, but it is quite difficult in a ship that hasn't got the greatest maneuverability. Yeah, we are suffering here, guys. These things take like 4,000 health, 5,000 health every time they hit you. There we go. Right, we've killed it. Okay, but we are on fire, which is not good. And the tier 1 captain in the Transylvania is coming straight for us. Thanks, guy. Okay, right, what do we got over here? We've got this thing, which is dead, which is good. We've got another catapult coming up. We might be able to get some cheeky hits on this from here, possibly. Yeah, we can. Okay, well that's not so bad. We'll take some shots at this then and see if we can knock it down before we get round the corner. Because obviously the more we can damage it, the less we have to do when we actually get there. Let's see if we can creep some shots in. Yeah, it wasn't too bad actually. I can live with that. Oh, catapult's coming again. I think we are the only one left in the circle, so I need to be a bit careful about where I'm pointing this. Oh, come on, please die. Yes. Right. Now you see there, we took a big hit. Transylvania's lost more than 50% of its health. Yeah, well, we've nearly lost 50% of the team, so that kind of makes sense. Rasputin has spawned. Now, Rasputin is the boss. So, yeah, like any sort of level, you have a boss at the end of it. Rasputin is basically an Imperator with an attitude. Right, so we've killed that. We are literally the only person in this circle, which is not good. We'll line up for the shot here. I don't think we're going to do this one, guys. I think our team has folded quite badly. And we'll try and do what we can, but I'm not seeing a great deal of success happening here. Right, we're on fire again. We only have 229 hit points. Let's see if we can... No. So we're down. Our team, frankly, was not good. And that's one of the things you might find a little bit frustrating with this. Transylvania has stopped because I was the only person keeping it going. Everyone else... I mean, look at... What's this guy doing over here? What are you doing? Dear oh dear. So yeah, the Transylvania died. So yeah, there we go. That was a defeat. You know, even so, 13 damage, 81 hits. Not my best game, but it does show that it is very much a team game. It really is. If you get a few people in there that know what they're up to, then frankly, you can do really well. And you get all of those camouflages and credits. Because I mean, you see there, we got camouflage, we got 30,000 credits, basically for having a go and doing over, yeah, I think it's 10,000 damage. You get 30,000 credits. You get over 100,000 damage. You get 100,000 credits. So it does, you know, add up. And if we have a, if we just click ship, we'll click on the Koenig, just because it's there. We'll look at the exterior. You can see there I've done this 31 times, or won 31 camouflages. The camouflages are good. They're not your detectability down by 3%, as with most camouflages. They make the dispersion on enemy shells have a 4% raise, but they give you 100% bonus XP. So yeah, they're well worth collecting. Farm them. Get yourself some free premium camos. Yeah, the credits are all right. They're not huge numbers, but if you do well in a match, you might get 200,000 maybe. But it doesn't cost you anything to repair the ships. So basically, you're making money for nothing. It doesn't cost you anything for repairs or resupply, unless you put flags on. If you put flags on, then yeah, you'll obviously have to keep track of how many of those you're using. But that is the World of Warships Halloween event. It's a lot of fun. I recommend you jump on and get yourself some free premium camos. Helps with the XP grind on some of those, you know, tier 6 and up ships. Just gets you there a little bit quicker, and it's a lot of fun to boot. Just don't get too frustrated if you get a team like the one we've just had, with Matey Boy and his destroyer going herp derp around the islands, going on a, you know, a scenic tour. Just push forwards. Don't worry about anything that spawns behind you. They're in Macassars. They do, like, I don't know, 18 knots or something really, really slow. So they'll never catch you up. So just keep pushing forward. Set fires with the cruisers. blow them up with the battleships and the torpedoes from destroyers, and just stick together. And you know what? If you do that, you win. Anyway, that's enough from me for now. I do hope you enjoyed watching. Like I say, get on it quick as you can. Yeah, if you enjoyed the video, like button's there. If you want to leave me a comment, please do so. And if you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? But that's enough from me for now. So for now, it's Commander Random signing off. Sorry, I was trying to be Halloweeny. Bye.